Hi, I'm Rose Cormanos. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in working with couples. Here's a question I get a lot. Why is it that couples who love each other so much get stuck arguing over and over again over the tiniest little things? Well, it all comes down to this. Are you a hedgehog or are you a turtle? Let me explain what I mean. Hedgehogs and Turtles. The story of why you and your partner have the same stupid argument over and over again, and what to do about it. It all comes down to this. Our nervous systems have different styles that shape the way that we love, the way we reach out with affection, and the way we respond to conflict. Psychology researchers call these attachment styles, and they have some jargony names for them. But for today, let's just think of them as hedgehogs and turtles. All right, let's start by learning about hedgehogs. Hedgehogs are very loving creatures and form really strong bonds with their loved ones. A hedgehog's very favorite thing is to feel safe, connected, truly seen, and deeply understood by their partner. Their fuzzy, soft underbelly just really wants a good snuggle. A hedgehog's least favorite thing is when they feel distant from their partner, or when they really need them and they just can't connect. They really don't like feeling like their partner is not there for them, either physically or emotionally. More on hedgehogs later, but now let's look at turtles. Turtles are also very loving creatures. They may have smaller circles of loved ones, but if you are loved by a turtle, you matter to them very deeply. A turtle's very favorite thing is to feel safe, calm, and peaceful with their partner, and to feel deeply accepted by them, no matter what. They just really want to be able to let their guard down and stretch their neck out of their shell, and to feel loved and accepted, flaws and all. A turtle's least favorite thing is having conflict with their partner, and they can get really nervous if there's yelling or anger. So hedgehogs and turtles are both very loving in their own ways, but can respond very differently to conflict. Love matters so much to both of them that they both have kind of an alarm system that can go off when things aren't feeling okay with their partner. And that can cause them to do some kind of intense things. So back to hedgehogs. At their best, hedgehogs will work really hard to keep the relationship feeling healthy and vibrant. When something comes up, they want to make sure to dig down to the root of things, to talk about possible disagreements before they fester and grow into conflict. Their inner alarm system goes off when they try to reach out for connection with their partner and they don't get the loving response they're hoping for. When their alarm system gets activated, their spines go up and their claws come out, and their passion for the relationship can cause them to kind of go on the offense. This can turn into poking and pestering their partner to reconnect. If that doesn't work, they can become angry, try to explain to their partner what they think they should change or do differently, which can come across as blaming or criticism. On the surface, they may look pretty angry, but deep down, they still have that soft, fuzzy underbelly that just wants to snuggle and connect and feel heard. Even when the spines are up, deep down, they usually feel really scared of being alone, scared of losing the connection with their cherished person who just means so much to them. And in their own way, they're trying everything they can think of to bring back the closeness. But unfortunately, this can end up pushing their partner away in the moments when they need them the most. Now let's look at turtles. At their best, turtles will try very hard to keep the peace in the relationship. They may be the first ones to think of a helpful solution when their partner is upset. Or they may be really good at bringing a calming energy when their partner is frazzled. But they have an emergency mode too, and it gets activated when they sense conflict on the horizon. When their emergency mode gets going, they might try to protect themselves and the relationship by pulling into their shell and kind of disappearing. Their preference for peace and calm can turn into freezing, shutting down, or leaving the conversation, either physically or emotionally. This can turn into comments that try to keep things calm, but this can unfortunately lead to putting off important conversations, or it can cause their partner to feel unheard and their concerns to feel minimized. On the surface, it might look like they're checked out, withdrawn, or they just don't care. But deep down, they also have their soft underbelly. They usually feel really stressed out and anxious about being in conflict with their cherished person. Maybe anger and conflict kind of freaks them out, and they're not sure what to do. Sometimes they get quiet because they're scared of making things worse. They might think it's better to just steer clear of the discussion, rather than risking angering their partner further, or maybe getting it really wrong. They pull into their shell, trying so hard to weather the storm and bring the peaceful connection back. But unfortunately, this can cause their partner to feel pushed away or shut out in the cold in the moments where both partners most need the warmth of their connection. So, hedgehogs and turtles have different styles. Both have their advantages and both have their disadvantages. Neither one is wrong, and they're both focused on trying to regain connection. But you can imagine what might happen if you have different combinations of these in a relationship. Let's talk through one example: a turtle partnered with a hedgehog. When a stressful thing happens to the couple and they start to feel conflict and disconnection, their nervous systems will start to go into their own emergency modes. The turtle might start to freeze and pull into their shell. Meanwhile, the hedgehog's spines raise up and their claws might start to come out. The more that the turtle freezes and pulls into its shell, the more spiky and claw scratchy the hedgehog might get. And the more spiky and claw scratchy the hedgehog gets, the more tightly that turtle might withdraw into their shell. You can see how they could go around and around like this and get more and more frustrated with each other. They might even start to see the partner as the problem, without realizing that they're actually swept up in a cycle that's happening to them, driven by their attachment styles, despite their best loving intentions. So, what do we do? How do we get these loving creatures out of this painful pattern? Well, in emotionally focused therapy, or EFT, we help couples to recognize their styles and what happens to them when their alarms go off. We look at the understandable reasons why they became turtles or hedgehogs in the first place, and what happens for them both on the surface and deeper down. Once they realize they're caught in an understandable pattern driven by their unique experiences and attachment styles, they can start to recognize the pattern as the enemy and not their partner. We can then help their nervous systems learn, over time, to get out of this negative pattern and to learn how to do something new. Turtles will learn how to stay present with big emotions without pulling into their shell, and hedgehogs will learn how to reach out in softer ways with their spines down when they're feeling disconnected or alone. They then learn how to reshape the pattern so they can stay safely connected even when the stress gets high. They may still get caught in the pattern from time to time, but they learn how to recognize it quickly and how to find their way out of it. Above all, they learn how to form a strong, resilient connection where they can safely turn towards each other in times of stress. So, which one are you? Are you the hedgehog with your soft underbelly, but your spines can come up and your claws can come out? Or are you the turtle, just wanting a nice, peaceful connection, but sometimes when stress gets high, you kind of pull into your shell and shut down? Maybe your relationship has two hedgehogs or two turtles. Maybe you feel like you do both of these things kind of equally, in which case you might be an armadillo. No matter what your style and what your pattern is with your partner, emotionally focused therapy can help you to identify your pattern and reshape it into something that feels warm and connected and smooth while honoring your differences. I work with couples in the states of Ohio and California. And no matter where you're located, you can check out my self-paced e-courses, where we learn more about the inner workings of hedgehogs and turtles, and we also can learn about the impact of neurodiversity, like ADHD.